Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay, so hi, I'm Chris Weave. I'm from. Everybody, can you hear me? Okay, hold on a second. Let me. Okay, so hi, I'm Chris Weave. I'm from. Everybody, can you hear me? Okay, hold on a second. Let me. I don't know why we have the echo. I don't know why we have the echo. That's interesting. All right, I think it's something on your setup. That's interesting. All right, so the echo on my side seems to have gone away. Can you hear me? All right, so there comes the echo. On my side seems to have gone away. Can you hear me? Do you have Chrome open? Do you have YouTube open? Do you have Facebook open? All right, I don't know why it's echoing either. The fact that it seems to be working for me would imply that it's something on your end, not with StreamYard. Normally, the problem there is that you've accidentally muted StreamYard in Chrome if you're using Chrome. So if you go up and do like a right click on the Chrome tab, there should be a mute, or on the for StreamYard, if it says unmute site, it means you're muted. There should be a mute, or on the for StreamYard, if it says unmute site, it means you're muted. All right, I think I'm out of ideas. I thought maybe I could help. So Sturm has a good idea. Why don't you guys log off and come back on and see if that fixes it? I don't think it will. But if they log off and the echo goes away, then at least we'll know where the echo is coming from, which would be weird. But weirder things have happened. Okay.
But of course, this end is still using these microphones, but it is the phone, so maybe it'll.
I've got sound. I hear you.
You got sound for me over on this phone, I guess. Well, we can make this the main camera.
But you guys can't hear me, right? Well, they probably can hear me because it's
coming from over here.
Coming from over there.
Well, I'm hanging out over here.
All right, I just figured out where the echo was coming from. It was entirely my fault. I forgot that I logged on the phone. So at least the echo's gone away, and now we've got sound on this other computer. So are you guys all good now?
Yeah, it's the issues with this audio interface, this Zoom audio interface recorder. It does not like using multi-channel mode sometimes.
Okay.
On streaming. Still working on it.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to go away and go back to prepping for my show, which happens in 49 minutes. But you guys keep up the good work. I hope I was able to help out just a little bit, and I will go away now and have a good show.
Thank you. Was doing this or interfere with your show on the stream?
No.
Oh, okay, stream.
I'm good.
Excellent. All right.
See you later.
I gotta find this comment here. Actually, I'll just get a new comment. I have sound from the beard guy. That's me.
But now they can't tell if the microphone is working. because now they're going to hear me on the phone.
All right, so we need your help, you guys, because we're doing this like just like we brought all
We
this stuff.
swear it was working
It was working.
until we clicked on live.
Can you hear this? I take it you cannot hear this. So you might be picking up the audio from the phone.
That is,
Okay.
yep, that is my assumption.
All right, so we got phone audio, which is not as good as the microphone audio, I do have to say. But hey guys, welcome to Axanar Live. I'm JP from Egotastic Fun Time. Jefferson, who are you?
I am Jefferson, also go by Big J on the On Track podcast. And so, yeah, we're here to talk about this final weekend of filming for Axanar.
Yes. We've been doing it all day. We woke up very early this morning. We got to set. We're doing our job. We're filming behind the scenes. We're being the lively, lovely duo that we are. And we just got to see some wonderful acting from some wonderful actors who we cannot tell you who these actors are.
We'd love to be able to tell you.
We would love to be able to tell you. We're actually afraid they might show up behind us and they're not supposed to. Right now, Alec is coming to the live stream. He's not here right now. He's out with the actors, having a little
Partying,
Yeah.
having dinner. Hopefully they'll bring us some takeout, but you know, if not, then it happens.
mhm.
We've
Little
been
mums.
forgotten.
We've been forgotten. We were told to figure out this live stream, get it going, talk to you guys, tread water, which I found treading water in an amazing way.
Can you swim?
Oh yeah, I've been doing it since I was little. Couple decades. I've been swimming, but we're treading water. Probably a better live stream than most people would have until
we hope.
Alec gets here with other special guests. Not the actors, not the two amazing actors who we should call Special Secret Actor 1 and Special Secret Actor 2.
Special secret actor. Yeah, we could go. Let's see. Special secret. How about SSA1, SSA2? Nah, that's gonna get messed up. But yeah, special secret.
Wait, hold on a second. We got a little technical.
It's just gonna, if you don't move touch the screen or do anything after a while, it goes into, it's not going to turn off.
Okay.
It just goes into that whole screen saver mode. I wish I could get this thing figured out. I will periodically mess with this. I will try to talk loud so that you can hear me from on the phone there. But today was a long day on the filming. I mean, I was up at 6.
I was up at 5, so I went.
At 5. Yeah. Oh man.
I gotta clean myself up and be ready, and then come down here because they have a breakfast, so that way I can have breakfast before we go. And then we had to go. We got to the studio at 7,
mm-hmm.
and it was gangbusters right off the bat. They started setting everything up. Wardrobe and makeup was going right off the bat. One actor had to wear a lot of prosthetics and makeup, and the other one just had regular makeup. And they did great. They did great, you guys. I keep trying to look down at the laptop and not the camera.
Right there.
Yeah, right
I'm doing
here.
the same thing. I'm doing the same thing looking at the comments. You guys should see this set.
Yes.
And let me highlight this right here. So Dustin, make sure I do this right.
Give it a click.
Ball guy could play a new version of Ben Sisko. It's funny you say that. So there is a character that I've created for doing fan films that you'll start seeing soon. His name is Preston Sisko, who is an ancestor of Benjamin Sisko. Totally new character. And he is Ben Sisko's great grandfather. So that's the part I came up with because I wanted to be in fan films, and I think one of the you know what, that did go into. I am gonna have to turn the screen time out on that up a little. So
technical
here,
difficulties.
I'm going to take this out real quick and do a thing. So you're going to have to get
all
up close with my face just for a moment, or not. But basically, I wanted to have a character for being in fan films, and I thought, I look like Cisco. People are going to get confused. They see me with the goatee, no hair, and all that stuff, and think, well, he's got to be Cisco, right? Like, okay, well, yeah, kind of. I'm killing two birds with one stone. So yeah, Preston Cisco. We can put that back up there now. I can't reach, my arms are not that
I'm
long.
gonna head over there and do some technical stuff, you guys.
Will he interact with the prophets? Probably not. I don't know that that this character is going to be like the prophet interacting kind of character. The character's new. I just shot a few lines, a few scenes for another fan film, not Axanar. This is for something different. So, and then there's one I'm writing myself. So it's going to, I think it's going to be a blast. It'll be pretty fun to do. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and it'll get me in the whole fan film stuff.
What would Preston Cisco do if he came across somebody from the Q Continuum?
I think that he would probably do the same thing that his great grandson ends up doing. Punch
Just
them
give
right
him-
in the mouth.
Clock him right in the face.
Yeah. Boom.
Right.
Just
on.
like that.
That's how you do it, you guys. Yeah, but we've been on it's Aries Studios, and they say it's a fan film, and I got to be careful here. They say it's a fan film, but it doesn't feel like a fan film. It feels like a film.
Yeah. And it's a very good looking film. And I've got to tell you, with what we've seen today, and this was the first time that I'd ever been on a shoot like this or watching anything like that get filmed. And it's amazing the amount of work and time that's put into things like getting the camera angles right, the lighting, there's all the people that are involved, all the technical stuff behind it. It's amazing, all the different takes of the lines. And so I gotta tell you guys, it was quite the experience being there on the set. Like,
Was this your first time on set for Axanar?
Yep.
It's been a few years for me. They've done other filming since I was there. I was there pre-COVID, but there has been some post-COVID filming that was not a part of. And I can tell you, just being there today reminded me, and tomorrow reminded me of what I love so much about the first time I came to help with the filming. You feel like you are on a real movie set, but also you get to see live amazing actors performing their craft that they've honed over the years. And to see that, you just get reminded of it being there. You're like, wow. And the actors will be given a note by the director. They'll adjust really quickly, and they deliver that note right then and there. I'm like, oh, I didn't know it could be so good.
I was amazed as well, because they did those lines several times, and the director just kind of gives them, like, try it in this frame of mind, or with this attitude, or something. And the way that the actors just adjusted and gave you those different takes was just amazing to be able to see that, and to just doing that stuff on the fly like that. And the other thing was memorizing the lines. I mean, I'm bad at remembering anything these days, and so I would have to have like cue cards in front of me, or some kind of teleprompter pretty much the whole time. I mean, it must
They remember. They learn the lines. It's the difference between being a professional craftsman and just being someone who's trying it out. They're like,
Right.
hey, you got the right look. Come play a character. No, these people know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, they do. Real quick, give me, anyone hear any scratching on my microphone? I'm hoping maybe the mics start coming in. That's going to bother me all night because I know this stuff works. And it's just, remember we were talking about that earlier, that as soon as we go live, StreamYard's just going to be like, all right, screw you guys. This is now not going to work for no reason at all.
Yeah, we set everything up and we tested everything. It all worked. We were sitting here just like we are now in front of StreamYards. Everything was working. As soon as we pressed go live, there was no audio. But these things happen, you guys. Those of you who know me know that I've been doing live streams for years and years and years now, and it doesn't always go correctly. But that's why you guys are there to help us along the way. As the
And hopefully having the patience, which we certainly appreciate.
It definitely takes patience.
Well, and that's and see, this what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep kind of messing with it, tweaking at it. So
yeah,
we're going to read comments now. We gotta look up there.
We're still tweaking as we're talking. Well, Jefferson is tweaking. I'm watching him tweak.
JP is giving me.
I feel like we're druggies talking about tweaking.
Moral support. Yeah, that's the reason why I never got into drugs, because I'm cheap. I can't afford stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's not.
Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad.
Don't do drugs. It is bad for you. I don't even see where you could select any kind of. I know the microphone is not.
It worked before. I'm just kind of trying to tweak this camera a little bit.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna unplug the mouse. I'm gonna do.
Jefferson's gonna do some IT
keep
stuff going on right now. Okay, I'll keep you busy. Everybody stand on one foot. Well, you got to stand up first if you're not standing already. Stand up on one foot. All right. You two, Jefferson, stand up.
Stand on one foot?
Stand on one foot. No, everybody stand up on one foot. And then now say to yourself, why am I standing on one foot? JP's an idiot for making me do this. And I am an idiot. Here, let me click on some things real quick, you guys.
Well, tell them about all the behind the scenes stuff that we were doing today too.
So today, of course, we got people that know how to film things, filming the actual action going on the set. We were there as well, filming supplemental behind the scenes stuff. We were filming the people filming the thing that was being filmed. But basically, hold on, I got to click on this real quick.
We were filming people doing the filming.
We were filming people doing the filming, but also the filming got into our filming as well. And that's a lot of fun. And that way, because they're going to be putting together a behind the scenes documentary, and that'll be the stuff that we filmed. Did a little bit of still photography, but mostly all of video. Even did a little bit of vertical video for some of you fans of vertical video. I don't know why there are any fans of vertical video.
Are there fans of vertical video?
There must be, because it's the latest craze.
Well, that's because that's all social media. People like just mass producing those vertical videos. But I agree with Stern. I am not a big fan of the whole vertical video thing.
Well, it's a whole crazy format, and there's and YouTube. Let's go on a YouTube rant, since we're here on YouTube right now. If you're watching, YouTube will serve you up shorts. Even if you're on your television watching YouTube, they'll serve you up shorts to watch, which is and the shorts are a whole different format.
Yeah.
Compared to the television you're watching them on. It's like, well, come on, YouTube. What do you want? You want people to watch these things on their televisions? They're supposed to be for the phone and for your finger or thumb. Yes, a thumb is not a finger. Your finger or thumb. So you can keep doing this and stay on the platform. Yeah, I'm talking to you, YouTube. We still love you, though.
Any scratching? You guys hear scratching? Tell me you're scratching. Okay, go ahead with the story. Sorry.
That's my story. That's my story about scrolling. You got to use your finger or your thumb. That's what YouTube wants you to do. I do it sometimes because I put up shorts all the time on my other YouTube channels that I have. And what I do when I put up, pro tip right here, when I put up a short and it's finally up, I will not only I'll watch it twice, and I'll give it a thumbs up at the moment that I want to give it a thumbs up, like, you know, the line of the title, whatever the title is, and
Right.
and that title is, that line is in the dialogue. That's where I'll thumb it up. And that timer's not working on that phone, the timeout thing. What was I talking about? Shorts.
You're talking about shorts.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Yeah.
shorts. So, but what was the point? I was just complaining about shorts. Oh, but yeah, so I'll do that, but then I'll scroll up to show that I'm adding watch time, and then I start watching other people's shorts, and then I just forget, and I just keep watching shorts, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm actually working right now. Let me go back to
It's supposed to be
my
working.
dashboard. It's supposed to be working. So I get the whole thing with shorts. We can't resist them. You watch one and you're like, well, I kind of want to just do this little movement so I can keep going. So there'll be some Axanar shorts at some point.
That would be nice, doing Axanar shorts.
Well, it's going to be a while because the shorts reveal the secret actors that were on set today. So you're gonna have to wait until the actual Axanar episode is out. Episodes are out
Yeah.
until you get the shorts, because they reveal a lot. I feel like I feel like my dialogue is coming through this microphone, but it's really being picked up by this phone.
That is, yeah, I'm thinking that the microphone interface has failed us. We would probably have to end the stream and come back in, but honestly, I don't know if that's going to, like, drop everyone, which it could.
It probably will.
I can kind of see why StreamYard is like, it's, we'll have to call it we had to improvise and adapt, because see, look at that, it's the meters are all going, everything.
It was going right here on StreamYard too when we checked it.
Yeah, we probably would have to restart StreamYards, and we don't want to risk doing that because we might drop everything. So I set all of this up for nothing.
It looks like it. Now, hours ago when we were on set and you were talking about, oh,
I told you this was going to
You're
happen.
like, oh, there's a chance that we'll get everything hooked up and it'll work, and as soon as we go live, it doesn't work. And that's exactly what happened. And it could be just a button. Maybe there's a button there. I don't know.
Well, that's the funny thing. Because I've had this happen before. I thought we'd get lucky. The problem is that Windows does not like dealing with multi-channel audio from like a audio interface like this, and that's the problem. Is I tried to do the multi-channel mode because we had the four speakers.
We got four microphones.
Four microphones.
Because we are expecting other people to show up live right here in this hotel lobby, where guerrilla style we're doing this live stream.
They're gonna have to like lean right in, or I'll have to switch around, something like that. Yeah, we're in a hotel lobby, so that tells us we've got both cameras going.
Yeah, I have one as a little spare.
Oh, okay.
Just a little spare.
And none of us brought a web camera, a real web camera. But no, but this one's not all too horrible.
No, I like it. It's great.
Okay.
Now let me ask you a question about this audio device.
Okay.
What happened? Do you have any confidence in what if we switch it to just 2 channels?
I did that, but see, that's the problem is because we're in a browser-based thing. It's still confused looking at it's not seeing it the correct way it should, even though I switched.
What if we switch to 1 microphone and just put it right in the middle?
It's the mode. There's a stereo mode and a multi-channel mode. It's on the stereo mode, but the problem is that StreamYards, even though I've turned it off and turned it on and all that stuff, because the stream is still going, the browser would have to be closed out.
It would have to reset itself.
And reset itself, yes. And we don't know if we would lose everyone and everybody have to come back in. So we don't want to.
We don't want to kick you guys out and then show up on a stream that nobody knows about.
Right.
Because this one was sent out earlier today. That's going to be 9 o'clock.
It was, yeah. Well, lesson learned. But the shooting the behind the scenes stuff was pretty fun as well.
Mhm.
You know, and because this was something that everyone had been talking about, thinking about, hoping for the last of the filming for the film,
Mhm.
and being able to be there for that, it really felt like, and I know Alec will tell us when he gets here later, it just, for me, it felt surreal. Like, wow, this is finally something after this amount of time. It's another step. It's
Yeah.
another step closer. So
It's
like
pretty much almost the final step because this is the last Axanar shoot and everything is in the can.
Yeah.
And last night I was watching, well, a bunch of us were watching some of the edit. Gosh, I don't know what it's called, but the edit that they have before all the effects are edited in.
Mm-hmm.
And even without the effects, some of the effects were there, but not all of them. And even without the effects, it looked amazing. It didn't have music yet. It just had the actors doing their thing, and it was all cut correctly. It was captivating.
Really?
Yeah. And of course, there's a lot of green screen stuff going on, and they didn't have the effects on the green screen yet. And I'm like, man, you almost don't need it. The performances are so good. We're all used to seeing green screens now.
Yeah.
You kind of just forget, and your mind just
Simply.
puts into the shot where they're sitting.
Yeah, I would love to see that, because I've heard from a couple of folks that have seen the assembly, and it's been the same thing. Like, it's really good.
Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Brian Ives. Hope I said that correctly. Got to go soon. Need to sort out diaper time. Diaper time always needs to be sorted out. Don't let diaper time just happen. You have to go there and make sure it happens correctly in the correct order.
Make sure it happens correctly.
Yeah, you got to make sure diaper time happens correctly. So we totally get it. You got to go sort it out. Do that. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hello. And thanks for giving us an update on diaper time.
I don't miss changing diapers.
I haven't changed a diaper since I was little.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a little, they brought my little brother home. I was old enough to help out a little bit.
I've got 3 kids,
Oh, wow.
two boys and a girl. And when we had our daughter, just when we were about to be done with her in diapers,
I'm done with you in diapers.
right? Then we had our youngest son, and it's like, basically it was a period of 6 years is what it ended up being, because we were close to done on one. That's with like 2.5, 3 years old ish, and then like started over again. So there we were changing diapers for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
That was no
hand-me-down diapers, though. Right?
No, God, no.
Man, I wish this microphone was working because it feels so cool having this mic up to my mouth and I'm talking all like low and like, hey, what's up into this microphone. But actually, the phone is what's picking up the audio.
Yeah, I might
Fingers crossed.
take all the stuff and just like shove it down to the end of the.
Yeah, let's do a sale. Anybody want to buy some audio equipment?
Well, no, I won't sell it.
Works really well sometimes.
Right. Oh, you know what? No, wait a minute. I have an idea. I think I can close out the browser here and then go back into it, because
the phone is active.
The phone is active.
As long as we don't end the stream, I guess.
Correct.
We're gonna try it out, you guys. Bear with us, but hopefully it won't end. We're just right here on the phone. Yay, phones. Aren't they great? You can do so much with phones. Apparently you can do StreamYards with phones, and not necessarily with a laptop browser.
I'm so tired of ads. I swear, everything is an ad. Like, is there ever going to be a break?
No.
From ads?
No. Only if money stops being a thing people want. Corporations they need your attention in order to get that money. If you're not familiar with what they're selling, you're not going to buy it. I can see a little bit of the the chat here on the phone. It's not as good as the laptop screen. Laptop screens are bigger. But Dale Malone,
See, look, that
I
says
can't
mic-
scroll
it
up.
says mic is working
Mic is working.
right there. And
Wait,
then,
hold-
now we got to go to the
Well, I
studio.
was tapping on the mic and nothing was going on. And then we're over here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's us.
Testing.
Okay,
testing.
now I'm going to scratch on it, and in this the screen timeout on phones, they've changed it down to like 2 minutes, which is
They don't have a nonstop unlimited.
mics are working. See,
I
we
can't
had to
believe
close
it.
out. We had to close out the browser.
I just need to restart you guys. Let me see if the headphones are working.
Yes,
I
I'm
wanna
still
be-
playing with
I
the
wanna be
tip.
One of those cool podcasters. No, there's a little bit of a delay.
Hold on. Okay, so wait a minute. Someone said they are, and then someone's saying they're not, and then someone's saying they are.
They're not working. Let's do the tap test.
I'm doing the scratch test. I'm scratching the tip. Okay, so let's go under the assumption that they are working. We have 5 people say yes, they're working. 2 say no. So maybe they're going off of old info, but
I'm gonna scratch. I'm gonna do like some.
It's
old
the
school
tribble.
rap. Woo, 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 woo. Let's see. J Job Flip says, I could at one time hear 2 voices. Well, there's 2 of us here. I know what you're talking about.
that's why you heard 2 voices. There are 2 of us.
Yeah, I can't wear the headphones because I hear 2 voices. Didn't get JP's. Maybe one of the mics is working and the other one's not. Maybe yours is working. Let's do Jefferson's mic. Ready, you guys? Here we go. I'm doing a scratch. Can you hear that scratch? No mics. What's up, Scott Johnson?
None at all.
But nothing yet. And here's this microphone. And you can try out maybe some of the other microphones over there. We got a lot of microphones set up, and it's all for naught. Oh, Jefferson's is good. Your microphone's working.
Okay, all right. Don't scratch that one. I'm going to scratch these. Anyone here?
Any more scratching sounds, you guys? Okay. And mine is very faint. That could be the phone. I don't know. But your microphone's working, so we can always share. Jefferson's mic is good. Mine is not, is what they're saying. But Deborah D. Lee is saying mics are working. Here, let me click on some stuff. Bear with, you guys. Bear with. I'm going to do a little clicking. That's the wrong clicking. You go to settings, go to audio.
I think we're good. I think they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going.
Yeah, I'm tapping it and there's some sound going on.
Okay. So these two are good. It won't pick up the.
All right, now I'm going to try the headphones again. I want to be one of those headphone podcaster type dudes, but there was an echo. Testing. Yeah, there's an echo. An echo in the mic. Scott Martin Gavin says, I hear tapping now, but it might be the phone mic. Well, that's just the microphone built into the phone, and that was never scratched upon. But we have 2 microphones over here.
Oh, let's
Switch the cameras.
take that one and put it removed from stage because there's no one sitting there.
There's
yet.
no one sitting there. Oh, and I don't have a delay anymore. I get to wear the microphones, you guys.
Okay, and I just
Which means I
muted
can
the
hear
phone.
it close. So can you hear me now? Oh, you're louder now, JP. Thank you, Scott.
Okay, so
Martin.
you're louder. Yep. So I think maybe we got somewhere.
How did
a
that
little bit.
work? How did you fix
So
that?
what I did was, remember how I was telling you that there was the stereo mode is when you're doing 2 or less microphones.
Mhm.
If you do 3 or more, you have to set this for multi-channel.
Okay.
And the problem is that
I'm learning.
when you set it to multi-channel, suddenly Windows just decides that it does not know what you're doing. And in StreamYard's did the same. It's possible if I swapped it again, it might, but all we have to do is unmute the phone for someone to sit there. I mean, I could play around with the technical stuff some more. You know how it is when you come across these problems. It's like you want to keep messing with it to figure out. But here, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Okay, we're going to be very silent for a minute. Now I want you guys to tell me. I'm about to start scratching this other one in front of me. Tell me if you hear it. Probably not.
Yeah. Was any scratching heard?
Got to wait for that 10-second delay.
Now I want to say a couple of
Nope,
people.
no scratching.
No
Okay,
scratching. Okay, that's good.
You did not hear me scratching my
Well,
balls.
it don't matter right now. Anyway.
Yeah, it's good.
I do want to say Carl Wadrich. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And Eccleston's Angel both said we are 5 by 5. Remember when what's your name in Buffy the Vampire?
I never watched it.
Oh, get out of here! Go to your room and watch it.
I gotta go. Now.
Oh, she used to say all the time, "Oh, I'm 5 by 5." I never understood that back in the day. I had to look it up, and now I see people use it all the time because people are awesome.
Why is 5 by 5? Like, why was that used as a thing?
I don't know.
Why isn't it? How come it's not 2 by 4 or 4 by 4 or 1 by 1?
Because 1 by 1 is just not enough things. And 2 by 2 is redundant, and 2 by 4 that would hurt. But 5 by 5, I don't know, 5 by 5. I don't know if it's your fingers. I don't remember what it means. I just know it means everything's good.
Yeah. So someone came up with it, and we've just rolled with it.
But Scott Martin Gavin says because 2 by 4 makes you bored.
Oh,
spelled BOARD.
We're gonna highlight this one.
Yeah, that's
look at that.
Highlight.
It's a dad joke.
Yeah,
look
that's
at
a good dad joke. I'm a stepdad. I'm not a regular dad. I'm just a stepdad. You're a regular dad.
I'm a regular dad.
Yeah, you had to change diapers. That's all it takes.
Well, I was a stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my first ex-wife, when we get divorced, my stepson's still my stepson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't like lose titles when you do that. So yeah, I still consider him my stepson, and I'm a stepdad. You know, I guess if that works that way. But no, I didn't have to change his diapers. Well, he was 5 when I met his mom. But
you didn't have to sort out the diaper situation.
No. How did we get on diapers again?
One of the beautiful people out there wanted to give us a diaper update.
I know, but then we circled back around to it again.
Oh, we are getting explanation. This is what these communities are so great, because like the Egotastic Fun Time community, anytime I don't know something, tons of people in the comments section knows it. So Dale Malone says it's 5 degrees by 5 degrees. I don't know why those are important degrees, but
why does that matter?
Let's see. And Eccleston's Angel says it came originally from the movie Aliens, and it's military slang. Okay. See, I'm not in the military, so I don't deserve to truly understand it.
Should we even know, since we're not in the military?
Well, you got to know 5 by 5.
True,
because it's in the Buffy canon, and I'm telling you right now, and I bet I'm assuming Alec would say the same thing. You need to watch Buffy. Buffy was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the list there somewhere. It's just there's so much. There's been a lot that I've been binging, and I know Buffy's out there. I don't know. It's just never quite made it to like, this is on my, I have to watch.
Oh, all you got to do is put it in on that particular list that you have to watch it. I just saw. Let's see, where did that go? The chat is going fast. Okay, Dustin D has a great Star Trek question.
Okay.
Do Starfleet officers have the option to wear diapers while on duty? On duty. No, because there's no bathrooms on those ships.
Click on that one too.
There's no there's not many bathrooms, if any at all, on a Starfleet ship. Klingons, I bet anywhere you want is a bathroom on a Klingon ship.
You know what's been bothering me for the entirety of Star Trek is, okay, so when you're at work and you have downtime and there's not a lot going on, surf the internet, play solitaire, get up, stretch your legs, walk around, whatever. But on the starships, there's not always something going on. So what do you do on the bridge of a ship for an 8-hour shift if you're just warping somewhere? It's going to take you a few weeks to get there. What do you do the entire time? And if you're the captain, so you told me the captain just for his 8-hour shift sits there, chit chats maybe. What do you do? What do you do on the bridge? There's no surfing the internet.
Not go to the bathroom.
No bathrooms. Doesn't that bother you? It bothers the hell out of me. Is what do you do? What do they do?
I never really thought about that because I was thinking, oh, there's just stuff going on all the time. I figure the navigator is there making sure they don't crash into stuff, even though they have the deflector.
Yeah,
but you probably still have to do some manual stuff.
But you've got the captain, first officer, just sitting there. I mean, how bored out of your ever-loving mind would you be when you're just sitting? You don't even have a console to really do anything with. You just sit there.
I think it depends on what kind of captain you are. If you are Captain Picard, you probably would just read poetry.
On the bridge, just sitting there?
Yeah, just sit there and
people bring books to read?
Yeah, people, at least in the early days, people would bring Picard something to look, a pad to look at. Maybe it's just reading material from the future.
That has given me just like the biggest anxiety is what the hell do they do sitting there?
Well, whatever the other duties are, I'm sure they can do more than one thing at a time. It's like, okay, it's go time. We're going to be traveling for a while. Let's do some of this other computer work we got to do. I don't know what they're doing. Let's go to the holodeck. Let's have a little fancy party in the holodeck. Let's do Worf. I know he's going there and get.
No, they don't get to go anywhere or do anything. They are sitting on the bridge. Control. They're sitting there the entire time.
Maybe they're counting stars as they zoom by the screen.
Think about that, folks. This is the part of Star Trek that I don't think we've put a whole lot of thought into is what do people do sitting on the bridge during all of this downtime?
Yeah, let's see if anybody's got any ideas here, because I'm thinking they're just sitting there. I think as soon as whatever the topic of the episode, whatever the topic of the episode is, when they're not doing that, they're just sitting there, being in space. Kind of like USS. Did you watch USS Callister?
Yes. Yeah.
So when
Black
Mirror, yeah, when the captain is not there, when he's in the real world, they're still there, just with nothing to do. So they're having drinks. Yeah. They're just trying to figure out what to do. They have nothing to do. And then when he shows up, they have to turn it on and have whatever adventure the captain wants to happen. Maybe it's like that. Maybe they're just sitting there waiting for something to do. It's like, man, the Romulans aren't trying to trick us or nothing. We're just stars are going by. There's nothing to even see because they're going too fast to really take in the view screen. What? But don't.
That would bother me so much. It would.
You don't like looking at stars? Looking at stars? There's so many songs about looking at stars.
Maybe for a few minutes, like a minute and a half, maybe.
Yeah, or 42 to 52 minutes, however long an episode is. What if there's an entire episode where they're just traveling somewhere and they're just sitting there with nothing to do? Because you can't chart anything because you're traveling. The computers are maxed out, so you can't do anything fun. You can't play Angry Birds or anything.
Highlight that one there from Eccleston's Angel.
Oh, Eccleston's Angel.
Eccleston's Angel. That man over there playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice.
Yeah, but we did. Yeah, Eccleston. I always think of Eccleston from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
What's his first name? Christopher?
I think it is Christopher Eccleston.
And then Angel from Buffy. You don't even know.
Matt Boreanaz,
Boreanaz.
something Boreanaz.
Yeah.
Nick,
No.
Matt.
No.
Damn.
Somebody's gonna come up with it. If you think of it, don't even say it. Somebody's gonna come up with it. Whoever comes up with it first gets a free. Hey, they figured there it is.
David
Sturm got it. David Boreanaz.
David, that's right. As soon as he said it,
Angel was so great. I started to prefer the Angel series over the Buffy series because Angel. Did you ever watch Angel?
Nope.
So fun. Based on Angel's in Los Angeles, and he's like a detective, a brooding detective. He's basically Bruce Wayne without the. He has trauma, but not parent trauma, I guess. And it was a great show. And the character Lauren, you guys remember Lauren? I can never talk about Angel without saying, hey, you guys remember Lauren? Lauren was such a great character. You don't know anything about this. You're lost.
Yeah, I'm lost.
That's a whole other show to talk about. Lost.
And you know that speaking of downtime, there was when we were doing the filming, I'd never realized, because whenever I see behind the scenes talk of movies or shows or anything like that, they talk about how this scene took a day to film or this scene took like a week to film. And I've just always wondered how did that was like a 1 minute sequence. How did that take that much time to do? And it's pretty amazing to see that stuff does take a lot of time. And there is kind of a lot of, you just hurry up and wait sort of thing. Takes a lot of patience.
That's where it comes from. I even said that to one of the super special actors who had to wait for the other actors to finish their role. They had to wait there a long time
in makeup all day.
Yeah, and I said, you're really living the whole hurry up and wait life, and they're like, yep, I am.
And I'm sure that's probably part of it. You know, that's just part of the business, part of filmmaking.
Yeah, super shout out to Dr. Ghoul or Ghoul. Angel was best. Spoiler alert, by the way. Angel was best when he turned into a Muppet. My nose fell off. I always go into that in my mind as well when I think of Angel.
I wonder if I've seen that guy, because it's
one of the funniest things that ever happened. It's something that no one ever thought would happen.
I've seen some bits and pieces here and there, I believe. But multiple angles and setups. You're right, Scott. It was a lot of angles.
Yeah, and there's monitor on the set for Axanar. There are monitors, big monitors all over the building, so you can see what's being filmed. And it's always two camera angles. They had Steadicam for that special smooth, where the camera's like doing like what is it called, a pan?
Yeah, I think it's pan.
It's Peter Panning across. And then they have a more of a straight camera, of course, so you can actually see people's faces full on. You see both eyeballs, and no matter what was going on, you can see exactly what they're filming. And even that looks like a final product. It looks like it's been color graded and everything's been done to it that you do when you finish editing something. And I felt like I was watching a movie.
It's those high-end cameras.
Yeah.
They have some very nice cameras that they're using there. I want one of those.
Look right here. Scott Johnson says you have to adjust lighting each time both cameras move. Yeah, there's in shoots like this, you get, as an actor, you'd love to be on something like this, but and on all big productions, it's like a little bit of acting and then a whole lot of setup. Then a little bit of acting, then a whole lot of setup, because it has to be perfect and everything has to match. Because when you're editing it all together, all these different takes, they all have to look like it's one take.
You're right, they do. And if you get the slightest change, that's got to be kind of a pain to readjust for. And there were a lot of adjustments that were having to be done with the lighting, and it really blew my mind to see how much, like, just with all the lights and the rigs and the people and turn this way like a quarter of an inch, and move that light that way. And then when they're doing the stuff, you have to stand perfectly still.
Oh,
for,
that's
like,
what I
audio.
do.
Turn your phones off.
Yeah.
Don't move so you don't creak anything. I was afraid I was gonna like sneeze or something, which
Mhm.
luckily that didn't happen. But
But you're afraid of it happening, and that makes it almost happen.
yes, as soon as someone says be very quiet, don't make a sound, that's when like your knee pops, your knuckle joints
Mhm.
get kind of tight, and you're trying to do your videos and taking the pictures.
Yeah, I could hear my beard hair basically when they're filming. So I'm so nervous about making a noise. I'm like, I don't want to be the person that stops this train from rolling. And this has been on every set I've been on. Lots of different types of sets. I've been on professional Hollywood sets, I've been on fan sets, I've been on just low budget sets, and this happens on all of them. Anytime like an airplane
Mhm.
flies by, which happens all the time, and people don't even realize we gotten so used to it. But if you're filming something, you got your headphones on, you got the audio, you can hear everything. So
Yeah.
anytime there was an airplane, there was a train.
There were trains that were happening, airplanes, very loud cars with like bad muffler driving by.
Mhm.
And you're right. You have to.
At one point, I think I heard a leaf blower. I wasn't
Really?
sure. I was like, is that a
Maybe.
leaf blower? Hopefully it stops soon, and it did.
Could have been, but you're right. You've got that, any of those little sounds, and you have to stop. And it's especially bad when you feel like this is going to be a great take
Mm-hmm.
on a scene, and then the elements just mess with you. You've got, the plane sounds like it's just buzzing right over top of you and things like that. And you're right. No one wants to be that guy that you can hear them jingling their keys, or,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I didn't want to be that one that point to and like, quiet
Yeah.
on set.
Oh, I didn't even want to look around because I was afraid my eyeballs would make too much noise while they were moving around looking at
Or your
stuff.
neck pops.
Yeah. Yeah, neck pops. You gotta do that. Scott Johnson says copper chopper. There's the word that I heard a lot today. Anytime they were filming and they needed everybody quiet. It wasn't quiet on set. They'd always say settle, and I've heard that on many sets. Settle, and then everyone's like, okay, so everyone gets real still.
That means stop moving.
Yeah, that means whatever you're doing, stop doing it because you're making noise.
Mm-hmm.
And then action, and then the magic happens. And they got so many takes from these actors. And I don't know how they're going to edit this thing together. They could probably make 5 different versions of the same exact story because they had so many great takes that were different from each other.
There were great takes to use. It's going to be very difficult to sit there in the editing and try to decide which take to use. And that's got to be probably a good problem to have, is that we have 2 or 3 of these very good takes, can't decide which one to use. They're so good. And that's what we saw out of each of the actors today in doing their parts. There were some, it was like, wow, that's a great take there. That one was, that's really good.
Well, I'd see them do like 3 or 4 great takes, and they were all different in subtle ways. I'm like, ooh, wow.
That's
the way they said that line,
That's a
that
good
really hit it hard. And then they would still do 4 or 5 more takes. And then they'd get stuff that I'm like, wow, the stuff we just got was so amazing. I cannot believe they said that line the way they just said it right now. I never even thought of it that way. They would just say a word a certain way, putting a little stank on it or whatever note they were given. I was like, whoa, I didn't picture it like that. But that's what you get when you have actors that know their craft and are experienced in the way that they are. They know how to really bring it. They know how to really bring these little adjustments just to hold for a beat on a certain word, or to put a little emphasis on just a small part of the word. And it really just, it changes the whole thing. So while I was watching everything going on, I'm like, man, they can edit 5 different versions of this. They should do that. That'd be great. And people would like to watch all 5 versions and find all the differences. Find all the differences in these cuts.
Like a fine Waldo, find the differences.
There are 10 differences. Find them all.
And I think that that's if I was an editor, and yeah, Scott Johnson said it very well there, is it's better to have, let me click on his comment here. Better to have too much
Mm-hmm.
than not.
Yeah.
And you're right.
They
It's
won't
better-
have that problem.
It's better to have extra.
Mhm.
And I can tell you from what we saw today, there's not going to be a problem of not having enough.
Yeah.
to be able to
The
pick from.
phrase I kept hearing from the director many times today was so many choices. So many choices. You can tell he's already looking forward to editing this together.
Yeah. So now there were Mark there's two directors.
Mm-hmm.
Mark is one of the directors, and then what was the other?
Ted.
I really liked the dynamic of the two directors and how they worked and what their responsibilities were, and how like Mark had kind of the camera part, technical part, make sure that the shot was set up right the way it should be, so that Ted could focus on the directing of the talent to get that performance from them.
Mm-hmm.
The way it looked to me is that, wow, I think everything should have two directors, especially
A lot of them do. A lot of productions do. I kind of think of it like that episode of The Office. You watch a lot of. Did you
I've
watch
seen all The Office?
Okay, there was the part where Michael Scott and Jim, they both become co-managers, and it's Michael's job to focus on the big picture, whatever that means for him. It's different in this case. Someone's actually focusing on the big picture.
Right.
That's Mark, and then Ted is there for the personal, the smaller stuff. He's there to guide the actors, give them context, give them something to react to give them ideas to really go deep inside and come up with the emotion that they want them to come up with, or the 5 or 6 different emotions that they want them to come out with for one line of dialogue, just so they make sure they have lots of options. And boy, do they have a lot of options. You guys are going to be floored. I was floored just watching the no effects version of it, and I was floored. I was watching green screen. I know it's all going to be super flashy and cool when we finally see it, and it's really going to be effective. I didn't even need it. I was getting emotional. I was watching the footage. I was like, wow, that was a really great line. The way they delivered it, that actor was really nailing it. And that's because of the production. That's, your Marks and your Teds and your Alexes really bringing it out and really trying to put out a great product for you guys and for us.
Yeah. And I think that's a great way to do that, because I was wondering before the filming today was, okay, two directors, how do you do two directors and not have stepping on each other's toes, or like, how do you delegate?
Well, one is there to support the other.
Yeah.
Like many times I could tell Ted, who's working directly with the actors, and Mark, who's further back watching the whole thing. Lots of times Ted would refer to Mark saying, hey, was that great? Was that good enough? Did you like that? Do you need more? They were always conferring with each other to make sure they got each other's back to put out the best content for us all.
Yeah. And they did. And they really worked very well to accomplish that, in how they, played off of each other to get not just the best performance they could out of the actors, but also have them looking their best on the camera.
And they did. I was blown away, because we're hanging out with them backstage. The green room, it's not green, but there's other rooms, and we're hanging out talking. There's actors in costume and all that stuff, and I was like, oh wow, that looks really great. The makeup looks great, the costume looks great. But then you see them on the monitor. The moment they get in front of the camera, you're like, whoa, it's a whole other level.
Yeah, it was. I was amazed by that.
This was a topic of conversation. Eccleston just brought it up. We put it on the screen here. This was a topic of conversation all day, and I'm sure tomorrow as well.
That's what this pen here is for. We wore these today. This pin in honor.
Yeah,
of
everybody
Gary
was
Graham.
wearing.
You got yours on your hat
These pins
right there.
to honor Gary Graham, the great Gary Graham, who played. Well, he was in the original Axanar, and he'll be showing up some more as well. He played a Vulcan. What's that
Soval.
Vulcan's name? Yeah,
Soval.
who was originally from Enterprise, the character. It was a great loss, and it is felt on set. Alec went around saying, "Hey, we're at Gary Penn. We're going to honor Gary today."
Mhm.
So he's missed. Me personally, and of course there hasn't been Alien Nation in a very long time. I remember Gary from the Alien Nation television
Oh
series.
yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely adored that show. The whole concept, his character. What was his character's name? I want to say Matt Sykes.
It was Matt Sykes.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how good I am at Alien Nation stuff.
Yeah.
Even when I don't know the answer, I know the answer.
But it was. I was completely floored when I heard the news about Gary's passing.
Yeah,
it
very
was
sad.
just. It always takes you by surprise, and I had been really looking forward to seeing him reprise the role as he did in Prelude to Axanar and in the Vulcan scene, and also in Axanar.
Mhm.
I had hoped someday to be able to meet him,
Yeah.
and it was just it was really felt his loss amongst the fandom.
Yeah, I was talking to Alec. There, boom, Dr. Gould brought it up right there.
Mhm.
We put that on the screen. I still miss Richard Hatch, Karn, the Undying. Woo! Yeah. The Axanars had two great losses. Richard Hatch, who played Karn. Karn was talked about a lot today in front of the camera. There's a lot of Karn discussion going on in the new Axanar. I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, his loss was felt as well. But it was time to honor Gary, but Richard, they've honored Richard as well, because that's a great loss.
Yes, it was. Richard was in TOD. What's TOD?
TOD.
I'm trying to guess what that may.
I keep trying to think of a Battlestar Galactica reference, but that's not it.
No, it's not The Walking Dead, because that would be TWD.
Yeah, it's the overt dead. Those fools walking around, they're totally dead.
Totally dead. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually not a fun thing to talk about next, because the gentleman actually has passed away.
Right.
We were trying to have some
Torment of Destiny.
Torment of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh, there it is. I don't know what that is. Mark worked on it. Okay.
I have to ask Mark about that.
Yeah, we'll have to ask. Well, he might be showing up here in just a little bit.
Hopefully, yeah. They're out partying still, doing their rap dinner.
The rap dinner. We're doing better than the rap dinner.
Yeah.
We're doing the rap live stream with you lovely people. What did you guys have for dinner today? We had
Chick-fil-A for lunch.
We had Chick-fil-A
on the set.
Yeah. They ordered a ton of Chick-fil-A for everybody. There's a lot of people on set. There's a lot of crew, not just actors. A lot of crew as well. And I don't mean, well, I guess I do mean a spaceship crew, but a cardboard spaceship crew.
Yeah.
Not actually flying in space. But we had Chick-fil-A. I've only had Chick-fil-A. I think this is maybe the second or third time in my life I've ever had Chick-fil-A.
Really? That's it?
That's it. And there's a ton of Chick-fil-A's in my area. I just never go there because they're so busy. And plus, this is a personal story, but when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I worked at KFC, which used to be known as Kentucky Fried Chicken. And so I just never got into fast food chicken because I worked fast food chicken.
Gotcha.
I love chicken, but if I do fast food, which I try not to do, it doesn't show, but I try not to do fast food. It's usually going to be a burger something or a burrito something.
Speaking of big guys, because you and I both had a challenge today. Now I'm 6'5".
Wow.
6'5", around 330. I played football. Okay. Of course, my size guy played football. So here you've got this linemen, it's football linemen, built like a door frame, trying to weave in and out of people, doing shots and cameras, because you're talking about tight quarters, a lot of people, a lot of stuff, and
a lot of people walking around.
a lot of walking around
stuff.
Yeah. And you're how tall?
Oh, I'm like 7'2". No, I'm almost 6 feet tall. Not quite.
Yeah. So
But I'm getting there. Someday I'll be there.
we're a couple of big guys, and we're trying to kind of get in there, get our shots for the behind the scenes videos and all of that. And that was the other thing about being on set first time, at least for me, is okay, I've got to kind of weave in and out of people, not knock things over, which I was afraid I'd knock somebody over. But luckily I've got some pretty good footwork, so I was able to get in and through there without too much damage to life work.
I have horrible footwork. My equilibrium is just horrible the older I get. And so I have a special plan that I implement when I'm in a situation where there's a lot of people and you got to be careful and you don't want to make noise and all that stuff. Whenever they're about to say action, I plant my feet wherever they are and I do not move them until the scene is over.
What about when the scene is over and you've got to kind of weave around to get that next
I
shot?
just push people around.
Just push them around.
Get out of here. No, I'm the same thing.
Give somebody a forearm shiver.
I'm just super, super careful and super slow. And I'll move a little at a time. And I just try to be aware of everything that's going on.
It's the awareness
all around me, because in a set like this, there's stuff going on all around you. So you kind of, at certain moments, you just have to find a spot and go to that spot and try to stay out of the way. Luckily, cameras can see a little. You can zoom in. You can see a little bit closer than you actually are. I just try to find a safe space.
When you're built like a door frame, it's hard to stay out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of a challenge for me.
Well, people want to go through the door.
Yeah,
they can't help it.
Well, I was able to accomplish it. It's a lot of times you didn't know I was there, but it was. I told you about this earlier, but there's this reputation I had at a prior employer of mine. Some of the guys I work with that said, Jefferson, you are too big to be able to walk that quietly, because I would just show up in the room while they're sitting there working,
and they didn't know,
and I would just start talking. They'd be like, where did you come from? How long have you been standing there? So how do you do that? How do you walk so quietly at your size? I said, I don't know. It must be soft paws or just the footwork from when I was a lineman. You just get good on your feet. Yeah, the stealth. I'm like Batman.
I used to play video games, so I just learned to get a cardboard box, put it over, and then you just walk around and nobody can see you. And then when you're ready to jump out of the box, people will see you.
Because of course that works. Yeah. Hide in a locker.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Do you have any good comments? Scroll by.
Well, one that's personally relatable to me. Sturm vom Hulk says, round is a shape, just not the one I'm striving for. That's kind of
there's the man.
That's kind of a joke that I use a lot. I always tell people I'm in shape. Round is a shape.
Round is a shape. Yeah.
Who did I see back there?
Alec just rolled in with that. Oh, that's
what is that?
That must be the movie on that.
Oh, we're looking at some technology over there. It looks like some sort of computerized device. It might have all of Axanar in it. Well, not quite all, because there's a little bit more to film tomorrow, and then it's in the can, you guys. In the can. And I mean that in a nice way, not in a bad way. Let me get caught up on these comments here. When you scroll around, it stops updating and it just stops wherever you last scrolled. And then all the new comments you can't see. Kelvar. Kelvar is in the building. Garth is here, you guys. I've heard that name so many times today. I've heard Kev. I've heard Kevlar. I've heard Garth. Dr. Gould says, my father was built like a lumberjack Yeti. So I'm built like the Juggernaut. Now, when I think of Juggernaut, I think of X-Men. Now, Juggernaut was not an X-Men, but he was a villain of the X-Men, if I recall. I could be totally wrong, though. That was a long time ago. I'm thinking of the OG X-Men, the animated series. Dr. Gould says, Trust me, it is, especially their dipping sauce. Yeah, you must be talking about Chick-fil-A. I didn't I didn't go for any of the dipping sauce. I didn't even look at it because I'm like, oh, that's just liquid calories. But other people were dipping into the dipping sauce and they loved it. I think there was some sort of Hawaiian dipping sauce. I don't know. I just avoided all the dipping sauce. But I will say, Chick-fil-A, kudos to you, my friends. You know how to cook a chicken. You take the bones out, you batter it up, you fry it up. Man, it's good. Oh, look who we got here.
How's everything?
Oh,
Hey,
great.
everyone.
We're talking about Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah, huh? We actually had Chick-fil-A for lunch.
And we finally got the mics working.
Oh,
We had a
look at
lot
the
of
setup you guys had.
yeah, this setup had a lot of technical
Oh, the
difficulties.
Eccleston Angels there, Val. How you doing? So good. It's good to see you. Who is Scott Johnson, Dr. Gould, who is Sturm? Oh, there's Sturm. Good to see you. Oh, look at you. Look at you.
We're high tech.
Steve Jepson. Hey, Steve.
Let me scroll down.
How are you? Yeah, we are wrapped. That's it. I'm going to be saying those 3 words for I don't know how long.
There's some extra stuff to do tomorrow, but it's not story stuff. It's just wrapping it.
Yes, BTS. We're going to do BTS.
We're doing BTS tomorrow, but all the action stuff is in the can.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm getting an echo in my headphones now. All of a sudden.
So
Oh, it must be the phone. There you go. Now I can mute the phone. We can keep the video. I can mute the phone, and then if that microphone is working over there, you should
Val,
be in.
I'm sorry to hear you're sick. There's Tesla's here. Yeah, we are. I'm so excited. I'm sure you've been telling
Oh, you're
everyone
muted.
how excited we all are.
Did
that
you
we
just
are
mute?
wrapped.
No, you did. Mark Lawrence, thank you so much for that super chat. $5.
Oh, look at that, Mark Lawrence. We love you, Mark. Mark is like one of the oldest volunteers. On
Yeah,
Extra.
he's a friend of
been-
my channel as well.
Yeah, he's been with us since the beginning, since LA. He's just awesome. Goodney, hey, there's Goodney, one of our key benefactors. Thank you, Goodney. It was amazing today. It was.
We were talking about how amazing the special secret actors were.
Oh yeah, the super double secret probation actors. Yeah.
And they were they were delivering lines in ways you probably never even imagined how good they could be delivered.
Yeah, what the guy who was playing our Klingon, he started and he could have been a one take. You could have just had him do one take, and you just gone with his one take, and you would have been fine, and everyone would have loved it.
More than fun.
His second takes were actually his best. For like the first 5 lines he did, his second take was always the best. But but every take gave you something different.
Really did,
Right?
and both actors they would say their line great, and then they get a little note and they deliver it back with the note.
Yeah.
And they would deliver it in a way I'm like, oh, that is so much better than I thought it could be.
Yeah. It was. It's like watching them is just like an acting masterclass. Which is kind of the way I felt. I remember feeling that way in Prelude. When I was watching Kate Vernon in Prelude, or JG, or everyone was different. Everyone had a different style, and everyone worked differently, and which was just wonderful. So, yeah, it was.
And Prelude had some great actors, but wow. The upcoming Axanar, the actors are just phenomenal and plentiful.
And plentiful, yes, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy the people we have. So,
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Is having so many good takes to pick from.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I'm just reading some.
Yeah, Mark kept saying so many options. I said that earlier.
Yes.
So many. I heard that phrase so many times. So many options.
So many options.
Yes.
Cut. Let's move on to the next.
Yeah. And so now we have 19 actors.
Wow.
So
That's a lot more.
Yeah. Now a couple of them are like one actor's only one line. Well, or one scene, it's not one line, it's a little more than one line, but it's like you only see him once, but it's someone people will know from Star Trek. And then and another actor. So we reshot the Klingon, as I've told about, and we reshot the Klingon because the first actor, who was wonderful, just wasn't old enough to pull it off. And Oh, and here's is that Mark. All right,
There's
we got
Mark.
Mark too. Mark, you can
Oh,
go
man.
over. Can you sit over with
Oh,
Jefferson? Over there?
Actually, let me, yeah. Let me.
Is that mic going to work over here?
It's
Guys,
supposed
you
to
should
be
see the
working.
setup these guys have in the
But we
lobby.
do have an echo from the phone.
Oh, we still have the echo through the phone.
Yeah.
These guys have this like.
But we got all 4 mics, so I hope.
4 professional mics.
It took us a while to get it
Go
on.
over there.
First we were muted forever, and then we switched to the
Oh,
phone, and then so we had some audio, but it was phone audio. I'm like, we got these amazing microphones and headphones.
I went
But
to
we
look
got it.
for, and I went to
Jefferson got
look
it
for it on
going.
my, and I can't find it on my. It's not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now I see it. All right.
Well, I don't know.
And if you need any headphones, if you want to look super cool, the headphones are there.
I think because of the mode I had to put it in, that one. These two.
So does anyone have any questions? If you have questions, you can put them in the chat and we'll try and answer them. We got Mark Edward Lewis is here now too. So Mark, you might need to scoot in and be next to Jefferson.
Oh, there's me. Hi.
The director.
That's me.
Mark, yes.
Somebody in the chat asked about you.
Did they?
Yeah.
And Ted Brunetti went to bed. We let him go.
Can we hear Mark?
Yes,
One, two.
SCS. Is it
One, two.
really finished shooting? Yes.
Yeah, we're done.
It is really finished shooting. We have so much in the can.
The 3 big words.
We need it.
are wrapped.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see our Klingon. I definitely want to go over that with you when you choose the selects
For sure.
because it was like so many great takes, so many different ways. It was
It's
just
amazing.
yeah. So
It keeps
yeah.
unmuting itself.
and yes,
I can mute it.
yes, is really coming out this summer. So yes. So SC says, I am so fing excited.
mic not
Oh,
working?
you mean effing
Effing
excited.
It's soaping excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't know. We're shooting for August
Let me see.
as the release date. And I don't know if I had my druthers, we'd release it at San Diego, not San at Las Vegas Star Trek convention. But we really can't make any commitments right now because the bottleneck is going to be the VFX. And so I'll know more about that this week, but that's kind of where we are. But yes, we are wrapped. Oh my
Wraps.
God.
You should have ordered wraps today for lunch.
Yeah, we should have, right? Maybe we'll
Should have
order that
Vanilla
tomorrow.
Ice show up.
Yeah.
SC says, I feel like I've been waiting for this my entire adult life.
Well-
Well, if you're 20 years old
You
or,
might have
20,
been.
or if you're
You might
30
have been.
years old, it would be
That
your
was
entire-
talked about today.
28.
on
I guess
set.
if you were 28, it would technically be your entire adult
Yeah,
life,
pretty much.
right?
How long have you been working on Axanar? This was talked about today.
So the idea was germinated in 2010 when I was working on Star Trek New Voyages. I started writing it probably that fall, but really I started writing it with John Muntrath.
Dog John.
Yeah, who played McCoy in Star Trek New Voyages. He's the one that told me about Robert McKee's book, Story, which is kind of like the Bible for Hollywood screenwriters.
Mhm.
Have you read it yet?
No,
No,
It's
you need
amazing.
If we're gonna do Orville together, you need to write
Got to read it.
I know.
Man, that
Yeah.
and save
Hey,
the
you
cat.
just made
and save the cat.
you just made an announcement.
Oh, did I really?
Damn.
Is that okay?
Spoil the announcement.
It's up to you if it's okay to announce.
Oh yeah, I've told people we're
Oh,
gonna.
okay. I've been
J-
keeping it under
JP
wraps.
and I are. Oh, you have you? No,
Yeah,
no.
just because I didn't know if I should talk about it or not.
Oh, we should.
Well, we should talk about
We
it
should talk
privately.
We should talk before we talk about it.
Well, we can still talk about it, but
Okay.
we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
We got to build the skeleton.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a great idea about doing a fan film.
Oh, real quick.
Angel says it will be a serious coup when Axanar premieres at Eat It CBS.
Yeah, eat it, CBS.
And just for record, CBS, I did not say that. Eccleston Angel said it.
yeah,
So,
I want to know if Mark's mic is working for you guys because we had so many. It took us a while. We were streaming in silence for a long time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we just had to try everything in
oh
the world.
no.
Oh, my
Jefferson
goodness.
finally got it working.
Well, then you've done
These
pretty well.
lovely-
You got
It
57
worked.
people watching us
Well,
live.
these
Wow.
lovely people hung in there.
Hung
with
in
us.
there.
And they're like, no, not yet. We tested the
Can they
mics.
hear
They're like,
Mark?
yeah.
Can we hear Mark?
Can you all
All
hear me
right.
all right? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Can you guys hear Mark? Mark is good,
1, 2,
says
3.
Scott Johnson. We're good.
Hey, listen,
let it
Thank
fly.
you, Scott.
everyone out there, we have 61 people now there. I want to thank JP and Jefferson for doing this live stream. So basically what's happened, I took the actors and Mark and his lovely girlfriend and Ted Brunetti, the 6 of us went out to dinner, like, the adult dinner.
The adults.
Where's our leftovers?
And so I took them out to a nice restaurant as a thank you and all. And JP and Jefferson did this put this together, and so lots of thanks to them. It's been great having them because it's so good having people who want to be there, who are excited about doing all the behind the scenes, taking the photographs, taking the video, because I have no time to think about that. So thanks to both of you guys. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us out.
It was
to do
fun
it.
coming down to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much better than just sitting at home doing whatever we do.
Live
Right.
streaming.
Yeah.
Playing video games.
Yeah.
Eccleston says Mark is 5 by 5.
5 by 5. Thank you.
Good. I love the hat.
Thank you.
So I need to get a hat like that, I guess, because you.
Yeah, you guys are.
Yeah,
really
what is
falling
that?
behind
Yeah,
here.
I know. Yeah, you guys. Yeah,
Set the trend.
I don't know.
That's right. Trendsetter.
Yeah, that's kind of like the old white man's hat. I think.
Our hats are 5 by 5.
The old,
Yeah.
the old sexy white.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Touche.
Middle-aged
touche.
sexy. I pretend I'm middle-aged.
We
Middle
were
age is way
How
younger
old are
than
you?
me. I'm 45.
Oh, you're a
45.
child.
Oh, I'm 46.
child. You
Middle
guys are-
age is
you guys
like-
are kids.
Children. I think middle age is like 35 nowadays.
Yeah.
That's the new middle age.
It's dropping.
No, I think it's getting older. I think middle age is.
Well, you can
I don't know.
hope.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I still think I'm middle age. I'm 63.
Just keep going. Keep thinking that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're middle aged, you're going to live to be 126
Yeah.
because you're middle aged.
Oh.
Well, I might be the top end of middle age.
There you go. Just barely. Just barely. A smidge.
Well, I keep saying to Crystal, I said 2 years, I'm going to get Social Security. Well, that's Medicare.
Medicare.
Medicare in
Oh,
two-
wow.
2 years. Holy crap, that's crazy.
You can finally see a doctor.
I know, right? I can finally afford healthcare in this country.
Now is that the film over on that big hard drive, external drive?
That
there?
is it.
Oh,
that
that's,
is
that's not just the
Oh.
film. That's
everything.
all Axanar. Everything.
Wow.
Is
In
Axanar.
that, can we show that?
That's all.
We very
No.
gingerly bring that
No.
over.
No.
Oh,
You mean you can,
just the box.
Oh, just yeah.
Now today's
No,
shoot.
plug it in.
Today's shoot, I have in a hard drive in that suitcase over there,
Oh.
and then I have a copy of what's not on that. What else is on that drive in Tennessee where we're doing post?
Oh. Can I bring that over? I just want to show it to the camera here.
You can.
It's heavy.
Be very careful with it.
72 terabytes.
Oh,
There's Frank Parker. How are
space
you,
is
Parker?
big.
Mhm.
Eccleston Angel says,
Space is big.
hey, all hail Alec Peters, savior of the Star Trek universe. Thank you.
Truly.
We truly appreciate that. Yes, I haven't heard that in a while.
You'll really think that after you see more Axanar,
Here it
because
is.
it's going to be great.
Axanar is right here.
Yeah, well, that is
There it
3 of
is.
12. That is a RAID 5 array.
There's
so there you
two
go.
Good.
RAID
And we have
5.
2 RAID 5
Wow.
arrays.
Grade 5. That's-
So,
that's the-
yes.
And
we,
it's actually on a RAID 10 on Jamie's right now.
oh, there you go. There you go. So, no, we have 2 drives. Well, I guess 3 right now. You said it's on Jamie's.
Well,
too?
Jamie holds it until
Jamie-
I get it
oh,
home.
There you go. Yeah.
Now I have a comment that one of my viewers on a live stream the other day said. I mentioned to you quickly on set. They said, because I told them, "Oh, I'm going to go help with Axanar," and they said, "Wasn't Axanar sued out of existence?" What do you have to say about that?
Well,
Seems-
clearly not.
Clearly not.
Despite the best effort of CBS and their lawyers.
the information of our untimely demise is
Mhm.
clearly an error.
Yes.
Yeah. What would you say? Because CBS put a lot of restrictions. Well, they say restrictions.
They're guidelines.
Yeah, they're guidelines.
Guidelines.
On
quote
fan
unquote
films.
guidelines. Yeah.
What would you say? Did those guidelines benefit the upcoming Axanar, or did it put it behind, or you just
Well,
said, "F it, we could work with these guidelines, no problem. Still put out a great bit of content.
Yeah, I think we listen, first of all, you always see the people online and they say a couple stupid things like one, Axanar is a grift. They're that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's internet.
That's
so.
bullshit. Or they say Axanar's destroyed fan films. I'm like, how did we destroy fan films? There are more fan films in the last 7 years since the guidelines came out than there were in the entire existence of
There
Star
are
Trek
more now.
in
There's more
50
coming.
years.
Yeah.
And there are more.
coming.
Yeah.
Thanks, thanks to this guy right here.
Yeah. And well, Vance Major himself has done 150.
Wow.
Right. What's
Mhm.
and then you got you probably have, I don't know, a dozen or so from Josh Irwin at Avalon
right.
Universe, and
Yeah.
Aaron in Australia's done probably a dozen, and you've got Potemkin and Intrepid. There are all these people doing fan films constantly, and CBS isn't enforcing the guidelines.
Mhm. They
You
just
know,
had to put a show out.
Matter of fact, in our
That they're
arbitration,
doing
and in our arbitration against CBS, I specifically questioned the CBS lawyer who basically said, well, they're just guidelines. We don't have to follow them.
And it's very
So-
selective.
Can I get that in writing?
Yeah, I have it in writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why their guideline that you can only do two. You can only do two. You can't do sequels or prequels or anything. Really? Well, Vance has done 150. Why didn't you stop him? And you know why they didn't stop him? Because they don't see him as a threat.
Right.
Star Trek Continues did 3 50-minute episodes after the guidelines came out. Why? Well, CBS doesn't see them as a threat. So there, there's lots of things like that. Whether or not CBS sees, obviously CBS sees this as a threat. That's why they continue to go after us.
They may also just not like you.
And they just don't
Could
like
be
me.
that.
And they don't like me because I had the nerve to make decent Star
How
Trek.
dare you?
How dare and then stand up to them in court. Hey, listen, as we always say, we wanted to give Axanar to CBS.
Yeah.
We told them, here, take it, let us make it. You take it, do whatever you make, all the money you want off it. They could have made millions of dollars off
Maybe
of
they
Axanar.
could start a streaming service off of it
Oh,
Yeah,
wait, that's
ooh.
been done. I think.
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. So, and since they're all doing, all the Kurtzman stuff these days, there's clearly a market for people who want original series content.
Yeah.
And most fan films, the vast majority of fan films probably, never break 100,000 views, but there are some that like some of Josh's films or Farragut's done it who break 100,000 and are pretty good.
Yeah.
And have a wider appeal. And what it would be nice is if CBS put them all on the streaming service.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All it would
just
take
take
is
the
a
best
little
one.
extra menu.
Listen, you're not going to put Vance's stuff on the streaming service, but Farragut Forward, you could put them. Crisis on Infinite Excaliburs, you could put them.
It's free content.
It's free and it's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed Crisis on Infinite Excaliburs.
I was telling JP about that earlier.
Yeah.
You hadn't seen it. You got to.
I haven't
Gotta
seen
watch
or
it.
heard of it. And he said the title. I'm like, I like that title.
Yeah, it's what you think it
It's
is
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all these people, all us fans, we're making it because we love Star Trek. And
Well, maybe Axanar could go to another streaming service like Star Trek, because Star Trek, all 10 films are coming out on
Max.
on HBO Max.
on
yeah,
HBO Max.
They
yeah,
are.
on Max. Yeah,
And who knows?
I just got
that's-
the email from them.
CBS is going to have it.
10.
Oh wow.
CBS may well have a new corporate parent here in the very
Could
near
be.
future.
Who knows with the streaming
who knows?
wars? Everything is changing. All the platforms, the
Right?
the climate of all the services, they're all getting into bed together, or they're selling each other's content, and one show's going from one to another. So who knows?
Yeah. Despite what they say, that no one has figured out, except for maybe Netflix, has really figured out how to monetize streaming.
Yeah, they
And-
were there
and-
first. They had no clutter.
Yeah, they had
no distractions.
competition.
No
They-
competition at
Yeah.
all.
Right. They had it all.
Exactly. And the big guy, the big challenge is how does a Paramount, how does a Peacock, how do those guys make it long
How do they all
term?
get their piece?
Yeah.
Right? How do they all, because we don't want to be paying $19.95 for 10 different services. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Unless you get all 10 services for that one price.
right.
We're right back to where we started with cable.
Mm.
Yeah. This is the reason why we got away from cable. And now we're right back to it because everybody has their own streaming service.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
same thing.
And they all have that one show that you want to watch.
Right.
Every one of them has that one show. That's
And we've been
exactly
talking
it.
today. Everyone was talking about how, like I'll just subscribe to Apple Plus for a month
Mhm.
and binge everything and then cancel. I'll subscribe again next year. You know, so
you could do that with some of these
yeah, with
services.
some, but so
a
anyway,
lot of
they're
work.
going to have to.
It's a lot of work.
They're going to have someone's going to have to figure it out, and it's going to involve scale. Having
Why
just
don't
such a-
you figure it out?
I'm not that smart. I don't pretend to be
You
very.
want to do Axanar Plus?
Yeah, that's a great name. Axanar Plus.
Axanar Plus.
We just don't have enough content. But there. I don't know. Mark, do you want to talk about something?
Can we talk about that?
It's your project.
I guess that's true. Well, so Axanar universe expanding by having its own fan films. We've already had one.
ACU.
Yeah, ACU, the Axanar Cinematic Universe. There you go.
Oh, you heard it here first.
my goodness.
That's right. Yeah, it's true. Truly expanding. We've already had one. Was that last year? No, it was 2 years ago.
Which
Interlude.
Interlude? Oh,
Yeah,
Interlude.
Interlude.
Interlude was
Yeah.
2020. 2020.
20?
It was right before it was 19.
Just after.
Wasn't it?
No,
It was November.
No, I was living in Tennessee when we did the sound for it. So it's 20. It has to be 20.
20, early
For
20.
Isn't 2020 the year that
February.
we pretend didn't
Or was it
happen?
February?
No.
2019 was the shoot that didn't happen.
Yeah, it was
2000
19. So
yeah,
it had
but we've had two action art films because you also have Prelude to Axed We Are, the puppet parody.
Oh, that's right.
so
That's right.
I mean,
That's funny.
so anyway,
So part of the Axanar universe, well,
this is the AEU, the Axanar
Axanar
Expanded
Expanded
Universe, right?
AEU.
Let's just make up. We're going to make up acronyms
that
just to piss off CBS.
and confuse everybody else.
They're developing a whole universe.
What's happening? So I'm producing one of these new AEU films based on part of the 4 Years' War. That it's one of my favorite pieces. It's not in an interview style at all. It's all of live action, and it's coming out right now. April 1st is when it's coming out, so I think everyone will enjoy it.
That's April Fool's Day, though.
Yeah, are you
We're on
joking?
you,
that's
Mark.
But it's not
Yeah.
April Fool's Day today.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's true.
gotcha.
Oh, man.
I'll show.
Okay.
We'll show you guys. Mark will show you guys the.
Well, you
I
saw
seen
it.
I
Oh,
saw
you
it
saw
last
You saw the
night,
rough. Yeah.
Oh,
and I was like, "Wow, that shot!" I won't say what the shot is, but the shot was great, and I was like, "That's a great shot."
Oh, so jealous.
I didn't know you could do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys will see it.
Oh man.
It's fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's big, and that's the expansion to an Axanar extended universe.
There,
That's a great idea.
yeah. There's Sturmo calls
Should
it the Axanar Expanded Reality Series Aries.
I still like Axanar Plus.
I love Axanar
I like
Plus.
Axanar
Plus.
Ax Plus.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably going to be
We
the
need to make T-shirts out of that.
yeah.
You can see my mind only works on one track. How to piss off CBS.
Mirror
So-
Universe. Well, it says
What-
Borg Kingdom, but I
Borg
want to
I
say
don't know what that
Borg.
is.
I want to say Borg, but I could be wrong.
Oh, and then okay, so yeah, and then and there are other filmmakers making other
Yeah.
AEU
There's
films.
going to be announcements in the next couple months about at least 2 more that I
Yeah.
know about.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're
Wow.
we're excited about that because what it says is that Axanar is bigger than Axanar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, and I was telling Ted, our co-director, when we first started working together in 21, he's like, "Well, why did you get involved?" And I said, "Well, besides the fact Richard Hatch introduced me to Alec, the first question I said was, well, what's the story about?" And he said, "Oh, the 4 Years' War." And I'm like, "The 4 Years' War? That's like the best part of Star Trek." Because when I was a kid, my brother and I used to play the FOSSA game, the Star Trek Combat Simulator. And, no one's ever done anything about it.
Nope.
This is like technically the most pivotal story in Federation history.
Yeah.
And no one's done anything about it. So it's like, why wouldn't this expand? It has to expand. Not just the episodes that we're doing, Alec and the team are doing, but then just because, yeah, we're limited to guidelines.
Right.
And there's so much more to tell about all this stuff. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, you can always just tell different points of view of this of all the same of the same battles and missions and all that stuff. You could do a whole one that's just the clean.
I mean, it's 4 years.
Mhm.
That's a lot of
4 years.
content you
Yeah.
can cover in 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and being a big Warhammer fan, we have a ongoing series of novels retelling the history of the universe called the Horus Heresy, and someone said, "Oh, well, what are they going to do when they get to the final?" There's this big final battle between the Emperor and Horus. They said, "What are you going to do when they finally tell that story? They're not going to be able to tell any more stories anymore because they're." And I was like, "What are you talking about? We still tell stories about World War II. And we know how that worked out.
Not that way.
Right? It doesn't
there's a
mean
lot.
I don't
that
know if
the
they'll ever
story,
stop.
right? It doesn't mean that the stories that you can't find great stories
Mhm.
and make up great stories or tell the story about this soldier or that soldier or
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
battle or that battle. So there's always stuff to tell. And listen, here's something else. AI filmmaking is going to change fan films.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is going to radically change filmmaking in general. And
It's already changed thumbnails.
yeah,
Everyone's
right?
using
AI
AI
to
to
generate
thumbnails.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
are.
So I just think that the sky's the limit, and it's like 3D printing, like 3D. Again, getting back to my hobby, Warhammer. Games Workshop, the company that makes Warhammer, they need to seriously be rethinking their future because their games are their models are getting so expensive, and where you spend $100 buying a squad for a Warhammer game, now there are guys who are 3D printing an entire army in a few days for $100.
Right.
So, I think technology is expanding so fast that it's going to affect so many different aspects of our life. AI, 3D printing, you name it.
Let me grab this real quick.
Evan says, how about giving
We're getting there. Hold on.
Hold on
It's
one second.
obscured. But we're gonna get to
Hold
this
on a minute.
comment. It's a good one. It's something for everyone to think about.
Oh, a list. Yes.
Things are happening. Things are
So
happening on the
Evan Mayerl says, how about a list of available Axanar fan films as well as posting notices of new ones? We do that all on the Axanar channel, on the Axanar YouTube channel. We have a whole playlist now that is Axanar Universe. I guess I need to change the name of that playlist. Axanar Expanded Universe.
Yeah, expanded
right?
universe,
Okay.
which is just the idea of that you did a fan film, which is just a film, in my opinion. But the fan film has fan films.
I know. It's very meta.
Yeah, it's very meta. The
JP,
meta universe.
Here's what we need to do. We need to stay on the coattails.
Mhm.
We're not too proud to ride them because when these guys make it big, it's like, hey, bring us along. We will be your social media guys or your
Yeah, there you
behind the
go.
scenes guys or
Good-looking
you-
middle-aged guy.
Yeah.
Trendsetters.
If you need to put somebody in front of an exploding console,
Mhm.
rocks, and just hey,
Shrapnel.
put my face
We
right
just
in
can't
it.
promise the mics will always work, but
I
eventually
know,
we'll get
you
them
get-
going.
Well, we're smart. We're IT.
You guys have
Yeah.
like
Figure it out.
$1,000 worth of equipment here. I didn't even know what you're
That's
doing with
Jefferson.
all this stuff.
It's all mine, and I am ashamed how much I spent on this stuff. This was back just when I started podcasting in 2019. I had like all these ideas, all the stuff that I wanted to do with it. Like, okay, I'll get these microphones and this and that. You know how it is when you get this thing and then that thing and that thing, and it just adds up. Well, then COVID happened,
Mhm.
and it just threw the wheels right off the bus of all the stuff that I was wanting to do. So here I am with this big ass suitcase of this
Man.
stuff, and I'm just sitting there looking at it like, what did I do?
Yeah, because you ended up, because of the pandemic, you just like have all this stuff, but you just have to use Zoom instead.
Yeah, I've got these. It just buyer's remorse. I was like, why did I? If I
not
could
right
go
now.
back
It's
and
all
not right
working.
now. Now it's finally
You're doing it, man. You're living the
I'm
dream.
there. It only took a few years, but
See, Jonas Close. I hope I said that correctly. At Alec, if AI is a game changer for movies, are you preparing to let your own AI learn all of what you did for the film so that fan films can have that AI as a co-producer?
That's a funny
Well,
idea.
are you preparing to let your own AI learn all of what you did in the film so that the fan films can have that AI as a yeah, why not? I mean,
I love it if you could just type in what you want the fan film to be and then press render.
yeah.
And then boom, there's your fan film.
But doesn't that take a lot of the art and the fun out of it?
Guess that depends on your computer.
Yeah.
If you have a crazy computer, maybe
I love
do what
it.
you want.
Thank you, Val. Yes, because more often lately I get confused for Steve Carell. So I'll take Kids Divine out any day.
I've been getting confused for Garth Brooks.
Yeah, I could see that.
Really?
I could see that. Yeah.
I wouldn't make the mistake, but I could see it.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. Okay.
I can see it.
Okay. I think I see it.
I know where he lives. He lives in Owasso, which is like very close to where I live.
In Oklahoma.
Does he
Yeah.
know you know that?
He's rich and he
You
lives
better
in
know.
Oklahoma.
I have the internet.
They have internet in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we just got it last week.
Wow.
It's great.
Post-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Ask Jeeves. Do my Alta Vista searches. It's great. It's the
Yeah.
IT guy gets it.
CompuServe.
Yeah, I get it.
CompuServe.
Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
I started getting these AOL
AOL.
in the mail.
Did you have- yeah, I was gonna
Your
say.
minutes carry over?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good deal.
You still get Netflix discs. That's what I'm talking about.
I kind of miss those.
I do
actually.
too.
Yeah. I'm
Because
like,
you
physical
forget
me-
what was in your queue, and
Yeah.
then the disc would arrive. Like, oh, I forgot.
This is
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Well, also, you're not overwhelmed by choices. You're like, I got 2 or 3 discs right here. I don't have 5,000 things I can click on, and I don't want to click on any of them because I'm making the wrong choice. You're afraid you're making the wrong choice.
Yeah.
It takes me longer to find out what you want to watch than to watch the dumb movie.
It
Yeah.
does. It really does.
Yeah, it basically streaming services are basically the Cheesecake Factory menu of entertainment.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
There's just too many options.
Too many options.
And they're all 2,800 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about
Oh
it.
my God.
All
Yeah,
of them.
you can't eat at Cheesecake Factory because everything is 1,300 calories
Yeah.
at best. It's
Man.
not.
That's
I was-
diet food over
Yeah.
there.
I went there and I looked at. I was like, oh, turkey burger, and the turkey burger was like 1,200 calories.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God,
how
for
is a
turkey
turkey
burger?
burger
Wow.
1,200 calories? What are you pouring Russian dressing on it?
Oh.
It's like it's.
What did they
insane.
feed
I
that turkey?
know. Yeah.
Other turkeys,
Oh.
probably.
Jared Riddick says, ironically, just finished reshelving my Star Trek movies on a new media shelf, including my Prelude Blu-ray. Well, thank
Ooh,
you
There you go.
very much. We appreciate that.
I've got the Prelude Blu-ray. I just don't have a Blu-ray player. Oh, anyway, I think I do. Now that I say that.
dude.
They're
I
cheap.
might- Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can
think
get
I've
one
got
for
one in
50
mothball
bucks.
somewhere.
Yeah.
50, you want for $30.
Really?
Oh,
You get
yeah.
a Blu-ray player?
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
people are like, oh, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it in the Blu-ray and as a DVD for those of us that don't have a Blu-ray player. No, you freaking cheap bastard! Go buy a Blu-ray
And spend
player.
the $5.
I
go,
know.
go to a garage sale and
It's
get a
not-
Blu-ray player for $5.
Wait a minute. You didn't film this in IMAX?
No.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
watching.
No, yeah.
Technically, actually, we filmed it at just about the same resolution as old IMAX.
Oh, really?
Old IMAX.
6K.
Middle-aged
6K.
IMAX.
Yeah.
Middle-aged IMAX. Not so good looking now.
Ooh, excuse me for yawning. It's been a rough.
We've been at it all day.
Yeah, but wow. By the way, in case you haven't heard, we are wrapped.
We are wrapped.
We are wrapped. I need to sell We Are Wrapped t-shirts.
How's that feel? How's that feel?
Wow.
That's a good idea. We are wrapped T-shirts.
Yeah.
You should have just the Axanar title wrapped up in a tortilla, and that could just be your
Wrapped.
wrap. It's wrapped.
It's wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Riddick says, will there be Blu-rays for the new episodes? Yes. Yeah, because we owe them to a bunch of people.
Right.
So it'll be, but we're probably going to, I'm guessing we're going to make one edition, which will be better than the basic edition we originally posted about. It'll probably be just a deluxe edition. And we're also going to make a steel book. But it's going to have all three. It will have Prelude and the next 2 episodes, Gathering Storm and Crucible. And it'll be yeah, and they'll have all sorts of extra, have all the extras. We'll have just a ton of it, but yeah, and I've been looking, and I think there's a minimum order to get steel books. It's like 1,000 or something like that.
Wow.
So, but I'm a huge steelbook fan. So to have
you're not
Axanar
a puffy case fan like Disney used to do.
what's that?
They have their cases that are just puffy.
They're puffy,
God,
squishy.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. Will we be able to download Axanar? Yes.
Legally.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. Yeah. So there you go.
Wrapping Axanar isn't like Kirk ending the 5-year mission, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I always
What's
consider
the
it being
difference-
a 3-year mission.
The difference
a
is
3-season
the
mission.
difference between Kirk wrapping the 5-year mission and Axanar is you're actually gonna get to see Axanar.
Yeah.
You didn't think you were, but you are.
And we
That's
know
right.
it because it's right over there. I just
Yeah,
showed it
it's
to
right
you.
there in a-
It's-
in a box.
That's the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
in the box?
What's in the box? That's a
Goodness.
nuclear football.
It is.
Goodness. Yeah.
Don Ranger Power says, I love a good Star Trek fan production when I see it. Well, you're going to see it. I was there. I was witness to what was being put into the can.
We saw it.
yes.
We were there, folks. It's not a rumor. We were there. I took pictures as proof,
Mhm.
posted it on Facebook.
I had a full
We
head
are
of hair
here.
this morning.
Yes, I did too. You know, isn't that
Come on,
nuts?
too. We
Yeah,
all did.
We all
Look at all
did.
you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is there. We filmed the behind the scenes. We watched the actors do their part, and it's really happening. We were right there for it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
I can't wait to when you're able to announce the special secret actors
Yes.
they had today, but it's going to be a while, is it not?
Yeah. it will
When
be wild.
do you think
As
we'll
in
get
not
to
today.
tell
It won't be
people?
tomorrow
Yeah.
No, we won't be announcing it until we release it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a
Yeah.
surprise.
That's good.
Yeah, it's going to be a
That's
surprise to everyone.
because there
And,
is a
and-
host of these actors,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not just the ones you saw.
Not just the two today. I saw
Oh.
what you had in the can in that pre-edit.
yes. Oh yeah, because you saw the
last
So the
night, and I
assembly.
was like,
Yeah, I saw the
"Oh my
assembly.
god, look at that!
Yeah.
That's so good! I can't believe you got them." And there's more. You guys are gonna freak out.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, listen, as I keep saying, and as Mark and I have talked about over and over, is the bar is so freaking high
It is.
Yeah.
with Prelude. It's
Yeah.
just, because I'll go back and watch Prelude and sometimes and I go, holy shit. I mean, it's listen, it's great when in your life you can like overachieve, when you can
Yeah.
do something that's so, I've said before Prelude to Axanar, I had things that I was very, very proud of.
Yeah.
Winning national championships when I was coaching, or
Mhm.
the Battlestar Galactica auctions, the Stargate auction catalogs, which remain some of the best auction catalogs in the history of the universe.
Mhm.
But Prelude is like, oh, we got to beat Prelude.
Yeah, you
It's
got to
like-
beat
We
myself.
got beat.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And
I think you did though.
I think we have the potential to do it, and not that there's any pressure on Mark as
No
post-production
pressure. Right. No
supervisor,
pressure.
but the fun of it is that Mark's expectations are as high as mine,
Mm.
and it was fun talking to Dana this morning.
Mm.
Dana was so excited about the sound design they're doing.
Yeah, on
You guys are doing on Icarus.
Yeah.
Right. And so he's excited. So whenever there's and Dana I'm sure will help. Is Dana going to help you on Axanar too?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so it's so much fun when everyone's as excited as you are about the project.
Well, and it's also fun now that the elements are coming together to be able to go, okay, well, now we can start doing the Hollywood magic. It's one thing to have
Yeah.
visual effects.
Mhm.
That's great. But there's a reason why in the 30s and the 20s, they said silent movies suck.
Gotcha.
In fact, they're
Yeah.
so bad that we have to have a piano or an organ playing during the middle of it just to do some kind of weird ragtime, just so
Yep.
people don't go, this is dumb.
And all the cheap theaters, the pianos weren't even in
They weren't
tune.
even in tune. So to be able to finally now add visual effects and start adding like call outs and the scenes and all kinds of stuff. It's like that's the magic of the glue that makes you immerse. And without the immersion, you're like, well, that's nice, and oh, that's a nice actor, and oh, that's a funny line.
Yeah,
that's good. And then you put that stuff in there, and you're like, this is legit now. Wow, I love this. So that's the fun part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, as I said many times, and now you two guys are part of it, but it's a team. I mean, filmmaking is a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
And, you know, we always used to, when I used to coach volleyball, we always used to say volleyball is the purest team sport, because it is impossible to play 6-on-6 volleyball by yourself.
Right.
You need always at least 2 people to touch the ball on your side of the net, at least. So there's always a team element to it. And that's the way filmmaking is. Filmmaking is a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
And the key, as I have learned over 10 years, is to have a great team. And that means having a team that shares your vision. Because, you know, when they don't share your vision, especially when people are in it for their own selfish reasons, then you can't build that joint effort, that community.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like having, you know, it's like having a prima donna on a soccer team who's only interested in himself and you know, I'm sorry, I'm pulling the Ted Lasso example out of the air here, but it's, you know, just if you've watched that show, it's like it's having Jamie. Well, you can't win with Jamie in season 1. Right. In season 3, Jamie's a part of a cohesive team. And that's the same thing. You have to have everyone's pulling in the same direction, right? So if everyone in a film is pulling in the same direction, you can make movie magic. You can do great things. But if not, then you wind up with the Marvels.
Or the one I always mention, I always say Transformer movies.
Yes.
A little too much digital shaky cam in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling one of the secret actors today, because we were trying to talk about, I'm like, those Transformers, there's no camera. They're not real. Why is there a shaky camera? It's all built inside of a computer.
Right. Right.
Let me see the action.
Here's one for Mark. Here's a question for Mark. Why don't you read that one out to Mark?
Mark from Jonas Close. Is there a chance for 5.1 audio or even Atmos?
Not Atmos, but we are going to do 5.1.
We're doing 5.1, guys.
With that,
that's nice.
I have to go. I have to go to sleep because we have another morning. But thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you
We're getting up in there. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for sitting with
you.
us, Mark.
My
We
pleasure.
appreciate
And we
it.
did
Yes,
just
thank you.
hit 2 hours.
Boom.
Wow.
Well, we got a few seconds left before we hit it, but we're going to
Yeah,
hit it in a few
yeah.
seconds.
Thank y'all.
So what does
Thanks,
that?
Mark,
I
for
mean, I don't
stopping
even know
by.
how long we're streaming.
I guess we stop when we're done, you know, which
It might be time after 2 hours and a couple of elites just left us. Jared Riddick says, and I tuned in right at the end. That happens. You know, I try to do a live stream every week. And right when I'm wrapping up, there's always 1 or 2 people. It's like, oh, I just got here.
Right,
I'm like, well,
right.
glad you're here. Bye.
What time are we on the set tomorrow?
9.
9. Okay.
That's
Thank God I
much
get to sleep
later.
in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a couple minutes extra. Fingers crossed that my brain lets me go to sleep.
Right.
Didn't last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Oh, I was out. Man.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Totally out.
Well, I was.
I wish I was middle aged like you.
Last night, well, after doing the 8-hour drive, because there were a couple nights this week I just could not really sleep right. Wake up, couldn't get back to sleep. So I think it all caught up to me, because have you ever had one of those nights where you don't remember falling asleep? You just wake up and you don't know what happened.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, wait a minute. What happened? Like I don't. My
What did you put in those gummies?
yeah. Really. My phone's sitting here. I didn't get a chance to look at my TikTok or Instagram
Well,
videos.
I'm in bed. I wake up. The lights are on. The TV's on, and the dogs aren't fed.
Yeah.
And I didn't brush my teeth. Yeah.
I was thinking of something different when you said, you ever had one of those nights and you don't remember? And I just like right there, like, yeah, I had those
Right.
nights, but I
Yeah.
don't drink anymore. I don't drink that much anymore.
Right.
Yes, Jared. The studio is still in Lawrenceville, although we moved from one location to another in Lawrenceville.
Yeah, I was surprised this morning. We showed up at the studio and I was like, this looks different.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a different location. I'm
Different
like,
location.
it must be because the whole structure is different, but it was a great location. I like it better than the old one.
Yeah.
The old one I probably had too much space. This one has totally enough space to have everything going on.
Well, this has more office space, right?
Yeah,
It
you
had
don't have to
great
go
lobby.
from and you don't have to go from one building to another
Yeah.
to get to the set.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good. Donnie, good. Thank you for being a fan.
The Smoke 007. It's nice to see everyone tonight. Thank you so much, Smoke. It's good to hear from you, and happy birthday. I missed it. I remember I saw a post that it was your birthday the other day. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Melatonin helps me sleep faster. Yeah.
You know what? I tried that and it did. It put me to sleep. But when I woke up in the morning, I was so groggy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think it was for me. It's for other people. It wasn't for me.
I tried melatonin and it didn't do anything for me.
Really?
I do Ambien. Yeah. And it's like it just knock you right out. Well, and there are times where I'll take it and it will just knock me out. And others where it just seems like, oh, I don't know what happened, but it didn't work this time. But yeah, that's some good sleep right there.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to kick us out.
Oh,
It's
okay.
11 o'clock.
Oh,
And
and we turned off their TV, and people might want to.
Oh,
watch the
okay.
TV.
Whoops. Yeah.
It was
But-
We
playing
kind of
Big Bang
commandeered
Theory.
the lobby.
Yeah.
I don't
When we walked in here before we set up, they were playing Big Bang Theory. I'm like, oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
need to watch this.
This is part of the Axanar expanded universe. You have to leave.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you
you.
guys. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for taking over and taking care of the live stream. I mean, what a great audience we had. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
We will have more Axanar.
Good.
Did we get? Oh, you know what? I didn't get. We don't. Do you have the? You don't have the new Final Shoot graphic.
I don't. Yeah, and
Oh,
if we did, I wouldn't even know which thing to click to showcase the graphic.
Oh, you know what? Here, I'll show you. Want me to show you how to do this? This is really easy. I'm going to message you it. Okay.
Okay.
So here, let me message you. Great.
A little behind the scenes StreamYard magic going on
So
here.
now
Bear
open
with.
open your messenger.
Okay, the comments.
No, open your
On my phone.
Yeah, no, on here.
Oh, this
open
is
Facebook.
Jefferson.
Oh.
I don't know anything
Do
about
you have
it.
Facebook? Oh, do you have
No.
Facebook Messenger?
I do, but I couldn't remember my password on the laptop, so I
ha, ha.
just didn't sign in there.
Let's
I'll
just do
show
a
you
song and
another
dance.
time.
We'll do a song and
I'll
dance.
show you that.
Star Trek, crazy kooky Star Trek.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you, Phyllis. Tomorrow we're doing BTS interviews. It'll be a nice wind down. We'll be just talking with everyone.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Smoke. Yeah, we will definitely have fun tomorrow. We're gonna work, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Fun work. Yeah.
All right. So I guess it's all goodbyes.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Love you. Bye bye.